6:51, time for the morning sprint as our team gives you more local news than anybody else to start your work week.
We begin in Madison this morning. That is where Chief Koval is no longer leading the Madison Police Department. His retirement announcement came yesterday on his blog. He didn't give a specific reason, but wrote that despite the trials, he, quote, wouldn't trade the experience for anything. Assistant Chief Vic Wall will serve as interim police chief until the Police and Fire Commission choose a replacement.
Mayor Softy Rhodes Conway is responding to Koval's announcement, thanking him for his dedication and service. She'll be working with the Police and Fire Commission, urging them to, quote, conduct a process in which members of the department and members of the community have significant input into Madison's next police chief. The Police and Fire Commission is also thanking Chief Koval for a, quote, successful concluding chapter to his long and distinguished professional career.
Also breaking overnight, Madison police are investigating reports of shots fired near Leopold Elementary School. Officers found more than 10 cases in the road from different caliber guns. An empty car on the street was hit multiple times, but no one was injured. 3 people were injured after being shot in Fitchburg yesterday. It happened just before noon near High Ridge Trail just off of Fish Hatchery Road. Responding officers initially found 2 people with gunshot wounds. One of those had life-threatening injuries. Later, a third person went to the hospital with a gunshot wound. Police are still investigating, but say the people involved knew each other and that this was not a random shooting. On the north side of the city, police are still looking for the person who killed a teen. The Dane County Medical Examiner says 19-year-old Malik Moss was shot around 6 p.m. Saturday night on Northport Drive, just a couple of blocks from Lindbergh Elementary School. The 16-year-old later died from his injuries.
In the township of Leeds, Columbia County deputies say the death of a man shot in his basement is a homicide. Police say Keith Wolf's wife called 911 saying her husband was checking the basement after they heard a noise there. That's when he was shot. A police K-9 unit didn't find anyone else in the area.
On this Monday morning, we're dealing with some pretty dense fog across southern Wisconsin, a dense fog advisory in effect for most of the area until 11 o'clock this morning. Visibility is less than a mile, so take it easy on the roads. Plan a little extra time to get to your destination. Doppler track showing you some widely scattered light showers that have developed. They're moving off to the northeast rather quickly, not expected to last too long this morning. For the afternoon, turning warm and very humid. High temperatures will reach 81 degrees later on today.
Leaves are still green in a lot of parts of our community, but they are starting to fall as we enter into October, and city officials know that. That is why they are beginning their fall leaf pickup today. They want to avoid scenes like this, leaves going into the gutter and then entering into our lake system, causing things like toxic algae blooms, murky water, and weeds. If you are taking advantage of curbside pickup, a few things to follow. Crews will complete at least 3 rounds in the fall and then 2 rounds in the spring, all, of course, weather dependent. We also have a list of drop-off sites on our website and app. You might consider using your leaves as mulch, keeping them on your property, or composting them by reducing the nutrients drained into our lakes. You can keep those nutrients and put them in your lawn or soil. Back to you, Josh.
Keely, thank you. A little bit of a different scene out west where winter came in early in the northern Rocky Mountains. A snowstorm jumped a record amount of snow over the weekend, knocking out power and causing hazardous travel conditions. Montana's governor declared a winter storm emergency. The storm also hit parts of Idaho and Washington.
Breaking news overseas, a Somali official says a military airstrip that acts as a base for U.S. and Somali forces is damaged after a suicide bomber exploded a vehicle at the gate. A security official there says a burst of gunfire was also heard, suggesting an ongoing attack. The U.S. military base uses the airstrip as a base where it launches drones. Al-Shabaab has claimed responsibility.
The impeachment inquiry against President Trump is expected to pick up steam this week. Several current and former State Department officials are expected to testify before Congress, along with the whistleblower who started the whole process. A new CBS News poll shows the majority of Americans approve of the inquiry, though they're divided over whether the president should be impeached.
The Brewers get today off before heading to the nation's capital for the National League wildcard game tomorrow night. The Brewers had a chance to force a tiebreaker game for the division title yesterday, but no such luck. That means it'll be win or go home for the Crew, who are making the playoffs for the 2nd year in a row. First pitch in Washington is just after 7 tomorrow night on TBS.
A driver is in critical condition after a 2-car car crash near the Capital City Trail in Fitchburg. This happened just before 5 last night. Police say they believe a driver drifted over the center line and struck an oncoming car. Both drivers were taken to area hospitals. One was released with minor injuries. The driver of the car that drifted over the center line is the one in critical condition.
One person recovering after a car crash last night. It happened around 9 along Hammersley Road in Madison near Whitney Way. That road was reopened a couple of hours later, around 11:15. One person had to be taken to the hospital. No word on the extent of their injuries.
A first alert traffic note this morning as you head out the door. The second phase of resurfacing project on Highway M between Verona and Oregon gets started today. That means M is closing down between County Highway PB and Fish Hatchery Road. That closure is expected to last until October 18th.
And with a look at the rest of your Monday morning commute, here's Jason Stone. Hey, Jason.
Hello. The westbound Beltline is congested from Stoughton Road to West Broadway. All other lanes are at the posted speed limit. No issues on John Nolan at this time. A dense fog advisory is in effect. Use headlights and leave plenty of distance ahead of you. With your first alert traffic, I'm Jason Stone.
Thank you very much, Jason.
Yeah, you heard Jason use those headlights this morning. Here's a look from the Edgewater Skycam. Still not able to see the Capitol just yet with that visibility less than a mile here in Madison. The fog will lift, then we turn partly sunny today. Warm and very humid with high temperatures reaching 81 degrees. Could be the last 80 of the season.
Oh boy.
Take advantage. Thank you, Hattie.
You're welcome.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Make it a great day. Take it easy out there in that fog, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.